Let's pay homage to the Buddha. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So, today we will learn the, Pāḷi Verb System. So, previous day, we have already introduced the alphabet in Pāļi and also group also. So now, Pāļi Verb System, to understand the Pāļi verb clearly, in Pāļi, so verb system are mainly two parts we can understand. So the first one is, independent. So independent verb or main verb, we can say. And then the second one is, dependent verb. So subordinated verb or so if we understand Pāļi verb system clearly, so we can understand the Pāļi sentence also. So that is why, mainly here, two verbs, two types of verb system we need to understand. So now, so to understand, simply, so verbs in the independent verb, for example, like so nisi, the D, he sits, or gachati, he goes, and so on. So they can be main in the sentence. But the other one, so for example, independent verbs, so they cannot use alone. They cannot be used alone. So they are dependent on the main verb. So such a one, for example, so nisi date doa, so having set, or maybe later we will learn the te, not just so after or sitting or sits and so on. And also so nisi did do, to sit like that. And also so nisi dan do, sitting, something in this way. So how they are formed. Also not so complicated actually. Now just to understand roughly. Okay, so we are forming the Pāļi verb, especially so the independent verb. So like in English, so tense.
Pāļi, well, I think that nipi data is not sits. It should be set because of past participle.
Sits and not stop. Yes, sits. Sits and. Okay, so now you're connected with the verb. So that the number one. So independent verb. So at least includes three parts. So roots and then affix and then so verb ending or verb ending or verb termination. Okay, so three parts. So now that independent verbs joining these three words, that is also generally saying. So maybe some verbs only root and the verb termination. So affix can be omitted. Okay, affix can be omitted. So for example, one verb we will say so harati. Harati means takes. Okay. So that verb is three parts included. So ru, har. And then the affix is a. And the verb termination is d in this way. So harati. Okay, now if it is from harati, it means so he takes. Okay, he already later. So already mean by the word harati. So this root, the meaning of root hard means just to take. But here in this moment, and meaningless. But this verb termination D is, so present tense. And also the person and then singular number. So because of that, so the word harati, even though Noah for subject there, only but form, but the sense of he or the sense of she or the sense of it, subject can be that person singular, can be understood as that person singular. So here he is just sample. Okay, he takes in this way. Okay, here in way of forming verb, you see this independent verb is combined with the three parts, root, affix, and the, verb termination. So, actually that verb So root, and then to the root, if we, add this up, so, affix. So at the time, term is base form. Base form, we call it. So for example, so ruhar, also to take already. And then affix is up. So we get the hara. Here you see, ruhar means to take, but affix are so meaningless. That is why even though it is from hara as a base form, the meaning of base form also the same as the root, just to take. Nothing changed yet. But so, if we add these like a so vowel terminations, now so to the hara, so to the base form by adding the the vowel termination. So at that time we had the that independent verb or main verb. Yeah, so in this it can be understood. So here base is hara. So the meaning of hara is to take. To the vowel, we add the vowel termination b. So the meaning of this d, or this d can represent, can denote, can show those short form present tense, and then so the person, and then singular. So now we get the hara d. So because of that, yeah, even though directly not found the subject in Pali word, so he or she or it, so takes in this way can be understood. So now in the way of forming the verb in Pali, you see the role of the verb termination is a bit important, the verb termination. So that is why to understand that, present tense, verb termination, so for the three tenses. Okay. So that is why, here, connected with the verb. So in Pali, verb terminations are so three tenses. Yeah, like in English. So present tense and future tense, and then past tense. And also the three modes. So imperative mode, optative mood, and then so conditional mood. The last conditional moods is quite rare. So nowadays in Pali, rarely used. Even in the teachings of the Buddha, also rarely found that conditional mood is. Okay, later when we learn that point will be clear. So by termination in this way, will be six types, six kinds of verb termination. And also here, when root and the affix when they join together. So actually, number of roots are maybe thousands. So roots. So that is why we could not learn by heart. So actually, not necessary to learn by heart. So that's one. So because now we have many dictionary. So the word we don't know, we can check in a dictionary, and also based on this affix. So uh, seven types of affix can be. So maybe this one also contents for the verb system later. So through that what order we can go. So affix. They are and then also very common. Firstly, we will learn, but later not so complicated and not so useful at the time. Some of them we will skip. So the first one is so active voice affix. And the second one is so passive voice affix. And that one is so causative affix. And fourth one is causative passive affix. And then so fifth one is so desiderated affix. And then sixth one is so intensive affix. And now the last one is so denominated affix. Okay. So among these seven types of affix, so when we use the active voice affix like the R, so that verb will be active form. So too, when we use the passive voice affix, the verb will be passive form, or causative active form, causative passive form, or desiderated form, verb form, or intensive verb form, and the denominated verb form. You see? So that is why now, so this affix change the verb form. So the meaning of root is very root, very origin. only the meaning, primary meaning it can show, like to go, to stand, or to write, to read, to study, to eat, to lie down, to sleep, to walk. Just, just the actions, the sense of the action, going, eating. So who goes cannot. So actually, who or he or she or that is the sense of the verb termination. So that is firstly here 6 types of verb termination. After that, so 7 types of affix. Okay, and then in Pali also now this verb termination. So actually, root number of root is thousands, over thousands, or many. Okay, that is why root cannot be. And also the meaning of root also simple. Just their origin meaning: to take, to give, to learn, to read, like that. Okay, but so when we introduce the Pali, the previous lecture, so here I introduce the prefix. That prefix is added to the verb. Okay, especially instead of saying added to the verb, so exactly speaking, added to the root, added to the root. So now some verb, for example, uh, so prefix to root. So purpose of prefix, using prefix is mainly, even though the number of prefixes are also 20, but the meaning is we could not say exactly. But so maybe some are generally we can say. But later when we read, when we write down, so or when we study, so those are also you will catch it. Okay. Now, so 3 purposes of prefixes to root. For example, one is to uh, change. So the meaning of root to opposite one. For example, root gam. So root gam means to go. Okay. So now to the root gam we add the R. We prefix the R. So at that time, generally R gam. But then the meaning is to come. You see? There's another example. So root gaming to go, but when when we use the prefix R to the root gam, so R gam, just to come, you see. And then now second one. To modify the meaning of root. Just modifying. So now we already know that root can mean to go. But to the root can, if we add the would and the root can, so at that time, the da follow to the ga. So that is oak can. The meaning of oak can mean to go up. Okay. But later, so that the same, to climb up or something, or to ascend. So just actually going to go, but not go down, not go forward, not go back, just go up to modify, you see. So in this way. And the other one, the last one, is to use just using, a filler word. So no more meaning that means. No more special meaning edit. Just a filler. So for example, root is ha. Ha mean so to abandon, to give up. And then so but prefix ru ha at that time, but ha also just to give up. Oh, sorry. Yeah, just to abandon. To abandon. Nothing changed, you see? So ruha alone also to abandon, but with the prefix ruha also, just to abandon. In this way, that prefix can be added. So to use any one of these purposes. So that means in some verb, root or original root, the meaning of root, if we already know that, so at that time by adding this suffix, the other meaning or that meaning or something in this way. So, doing like that, we can remember, we can understand that verb easily. Not new one, just reforming or changing or modifying something in this way. Okay, so now these are basic information for the verbs. So now let's go back to the 6 types of verb termination. Among these 6 types of verb terminations, so the first one is here present tense. And then future tense. And then past tense. We hear moods before. We have 5 and the last one 6. Okay. So now present tense. So present verb system is, to the base. Now, basic formula, we are forming the verb. To the base form, if we add the so present tense, okay, verb termination short form. So at the time we will have the present verb. Okay. So if we add the future tense, we will have the future verb. If we add the past tense, we will have the past verb like that. Or if we add the imperative mood, we have the imperative verb like this. So now, basically in this way can be understood. But at the very beginning, I already told you. So even though, base form, this in some, base form, without using this affix, also we can find. So at the time also mostly, that is for the some special root, for the some special root. So at that time, for the some suffix, even though active suffix is avoided, the voice affix is not used. But so to be passive, so passive voice suffix will be used. To be causative, so causative active suffix will be used in this way. Okay, so now, so to form the present verb. Okay, so firstly, ruha and the R, we have the hara base. This one is base form. So meaning is to take. Okay, now the present tense. So verb termination. So in some languages, they have the like the family language or the Pāļi, like the Sanskrit. They have the three persons, singular, three numbers, singular number, a dual number, and the plural number. But in Pāļi, we don't use dual. So one is singular, two is dual, so three and more is plural in this way. But in Pāļi, just one is singular, more than one is plural. So that is only a singular and plural. So person are also like in English, so three persons. So that person, and then so second person, and then first person. Okay, so first that person singular is actually D, we already. And for the plural is for some form we use the R, but commonly this R is dropped. So and D, just to pronounce also. For the second person, C is singular, so plural is ta. And then for the first person, actually me, singular, ma is plural. So here, this R connected with the R. So this note also we should know. So R is change to the R before the ma sound, or maybe sometimes ha sound. So at that time, now you see this hara. So hara di. Okay. And then for the plural, so just this R is dropped. Harandi and harasi and harata and hara, this, please remember. So before the ma sound, that the R become loud. So harami and then harama. So now, so hara, because of this D, haradi mean he takes or she takes or it takes. So harandi at the time they take. And then harasi, you take. And harata or harata. Okay, so in Pali pronunciation, so, here harati, but we don't pronounce harati, harandi, harasi, harata. So like in English, a sound, even though a. So in some place a, but some place like a short a as. So in this way. So to pronounce smoothly. So harandi, haradi, harandi. So actually, so haradi, harandi, harasi, harata, harami, harama also okay. Or haradi, harandi, harasi, harata, harami, harama also okay. Okay. So just to know, remember, in this so long one or short one, so at that time, can be pronounced. But so this R we cannot pronounce. So harami, harama, we cannot pronounce. At that time, as the sound A is, for only for the R sound. Instead of haradi, harandi, harasi, harata, just haradi, harandi, harasi, harata, harami, harama. But the other one, like E, so only R has a R sound or S sound. Okay, haradi, harandi, harasi, harata, harami, harama. Okay, so now related to the meaning. So even though we already know that already, so he or she, it, takes. That is for singular. But for plural, so they take. And you, so take, even though it is singular. And then in English, so plural also, you take. And then here, for the first person singular, I take. For the first person plural, so we take. Okay. So now haradi, harandi, harasi, harata, harami, harama, or haradi, harandi, harasi, harata, harami, harama. Okay, we know. But so now, if we want to add for this one, so he, she, it, or they, or you, or I, or we, how in Pali. Okay, this one is, they are actually noun form. Noun form. Later in the noun chapter, noun system in Pali, we will learn detail. But now just to for the subject case, so we can put here. So for the that person now, subject. So 3%, singular and plural. Okay, so for the that person singular, so that is he in this order. So, but she is sa, and then so it commonly neuter gender verb, so maybe then or so. Okay, so now very common one, saw only we while practicing for the verb system, only the saw we will use. Okay, but plural is okay. They mean they. They mean they. So at that time also, even though in English, they refers to, boys, also they, or girls, also they, or maybe trees or fruits are also they, but in Pali, not like that. So later, for example, uh, they, and then, so Dani, sorry, she's da or da yo, and then the other one is so da or so da ni. Okay, these are within the bracket just to notice. Later when we learn the noun system, that one will be clearer. But for the first person, a second person, so in English also, to refers to men, also you, a woman also you, in Pali also just. So you singular is Duan. You plural is, Dome. Okay. And then first person, singular I. I, so even though a woman also can say I, a man also can say I, aham, aham. But for the plural, so both man or woman can say me and we. Nothing change. But in that person, so in this way, based on it. So that one will be, detailed study in the noun system. Okay, so now let's go back to the verb system, to the base form, we can add the present tense verb termination at the time we had the present verb. So that is here, takes, not will take, not took, not future tense, not past tense, just takes. So they take, you take, you take, I take, and then we take. Okay. And also, even though generally we can understand, so the meaning of harati as he takes. Okay, so he or she, I will put the within bracket. Hmm. Yeah. So he takes. But so in Pāli, only the such a present form, but based on the context. So he is taking, or they are taking. So you are taking, I am taking, we are taking. In this way, continuous tense also can be understood. In Pali, so no present continuous tense or something. So we don't use continuous. In Pali, no continuous form. Just the present verb, but based on the contextual meaning, based on the line in that context. So in this case, present continuous sense is better at the time we can understand. So just haradi, harandi, harasi, harata, harami, harama. Okay. So now way of human verb system in Pali is quite clear, you see, to the base form just ending the present tense verb termination. So we don't need to change anything. So here only D, here and D, here C, here ta, here me, and then here ma. Just here R change to the R. The rest are the same, hara, 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 hara. Okay. So in this way can be, understood. Okay, so now another root. Let's go. Okay, one verb we find repeatedly. We can see in the teachings of the Buddha when we learn. So we prefix ruhar. So we har. Actually, the meaning of har means to take. So, but because of, we, the meaning of that one is, to dwell or to stay. So we stay somewhere. That means, so we are using that place. We are taking that place for us. So that is dwelling, not just a taking. So maybe taking for 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, occupying something. So to dwell. So you see, such a dwell also we can go back to the how they are connected. So har mean to take, but we har mean to dwell. So purpose of using we har, you see. Okay, that we haradi. The Jidawani we haradi. That means the Buddha takes that Jidawana monastery in this way, and for 1 day or 2 days or like that. Okay, so here also that one also we use. So now base form is we hara. Okay, we hara. So that we hara by adding the, so the same this part. So here haradi, harandi. So we haradi, we harandi, harasi, harata, we haradi, we harasi, we harata, harami, harama, we harami, we harama. You see? So that is why, so verb system, if we understand clearly, so systematically, so not so difficult in Pali actually. So haradi, harandi, harasi, harata, and harami, harama in this way. So we had after that, D and DC tamima we add, but only this before the mi ma ha. So by termination I change to the R. So this harami we already harami, harama, harasi, harata. So in this way. So now present verb system is very clear to us, and also the this verb, this root is rarely change. So we have, but some root, uh, for example, so at the very beginning I introduced root gan. That root gan, even though as a root that is gam. Okay, gam, but occasionally that one can be changed to gach also. Gam is primary form, gach is secondary form. The same meaning to go. The same meaning to go. Okay. So that is why, if we add the up sign, so we have the two base form we can understand. So gam and the R, so gamma, or maybe the other one not root, secondary form. That is why, gach, so at that time, gacha. The same meaning, gam also, to go, gach also to go. But so even though in this way, two Babel form based on the primary root, primary formal root or secondary formal root, so gamma, gacha, we can find. But in the present tense, when we find the, gammati, so cannot be found. So gamma is commonly with the future tense or maybe imperative mood, not with all tenses, not with all mood. Bagacha is in all, or maybe some are, so in some root, in some tense. So yeah, gamma form or in some root, sorry, some tense or in some mood, gacha form in this way can be understood. So at the time also, how to say the, which tense gamma is always used, which mood gacha is always used. We don't need to take like that. We don't need to know like that. So when we only here introducing purpose of introducing root gam has two forms as a gamma or gacha as a base form means when we read the original text Pali canon at that time oh gacha also to go gamma also to go just to understand that point. So Samru has in this way a primary form and also secondary form. Maybe Samru has three form also. Changing. So even though root is, for example, by the so root da is to give. Okay, that da alone without using any sign also can be found. And then the other form is da da. Also to give. And also day also to give. So that means, so from the da, we have the, da di or something. From the da, so da da di. From the da, a day, so day di. So in this way. can be found. But which one is common? The Radi is common or Dedi is common. So here, three forms of that root. Later, when we see, oh, this one is, to give, da also to give, da also to give, they also to give. They are the same. Just form is, tree form like this. So just to understand that point, here I introduce. So in Samru is only one form, but in Samru in this way. But not so many, just for your knowledge later when we see that. Okay. Okay, so now 1 hour already. Okay, so any question? So no more question. Okay.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
For the gum, is it have the udgama, I mean.
For the
For the ud and gum, there is udgam. And ud and gamma, is it udgama?
Ogama, Ogama, right? Ogamati also we can find, right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, okay. Okay, so if no more questions, so let's stop here by saying sadhu, 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 sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much, Sarah Paya.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Bante.
Good night and Suki Hotu, Sarah.
Good night, Suki Hotu.
Thank you
Oh,
very much, Bante.
okay. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Bante.
Welcome.
Thank you, Bante Sukyotu.
Suki Hotu.